Hi, I'm Matthew Malcolm with Pacific Nut Producer Magazine, reporting to you from Coit Ranch in Mendota, California. And I'm here with Jeff Schmiedier, owner and manager of the farm, to discuss some of his current practices with his orchards and current status of the crop.
We are standing in a almond orchard. Varieties here are Monterey here, and then this is Nonpareil. This is a 50-50 Nonpareil Monterey block. It's a 9-year-old orchard. And at this stage, we are about 30 days from shaking this variety, if I was to guess right now, 30 days. At this point, we're mainly monitoring navel orange worm. This is when they're the most vulnerable. They're laying eggs right now. This is when they can get inside the almonds and create quite a bit of worm damage. So it's very important at this point to keep monitoring. And the other thing is mites. Keeping the leaves on the tree for as long as for the remainder of the year is key. This is the time of the year where things are getting hot. And irrigation is less than ideal with the water supply we have. So keeping ahead of the mites is something that we strive for this time of the year as well. I mean, really, at this point, we're watering it to term. It's just as important post-harvest as it is getting to harvest, getting to the point of harvest with water. Post-harvest is important for next year's crop. Keep retaining the buds for next year, or the bud growth and bud differentiation, the development for next year's fruitwood. So hopefully our wells will hold up and we'll be able to do that. So this is a well that we drilled in 2014, one of two that we drilled last year. We're drilling two this year. Farming in Westlands Water District has been a challenge. We've had zero allocations now for 2 years in a row. Supplemental water has been very tight, so we've had to resort to the only water source that we can get is groundwater. Even buying water right now is not only is it very expensive, but it's really not available. So the only option for us to survive out here is to drill more wells. I drilled, like I said, I drilled 2 more this year, waiting for pump installation. I have 1 more slated for drilling next year, and that should keep me pretty satisfied in terms of water, as long as what's underground is sufficient. Everybody else is using the well water just like I am, and so we're all relying on this aquifer. How long will it last? Let's just pray for rain, and hopefully rain comes soon. Water is less than ideal in terms of its quality here. Pistachios are well suited for this type of water. Almonds are a challenge, so hopefully we'll get a wet winter and we can get these almond trees off of well water. Basically what this water holds, or it's high in sodium and it's high in chlorides. And so the way we deal with that is we try to keep our soil pH around that in the low 7s and the high 6s. And we try to keep a lot of calcium in the soil because it tends to offset the sodium balance in the soil. But you only do that for so long. I mean, we need water to flush the salts, and we can't put enough water on with well water to do that. So we mend the soil every fall with compost and sulfur gypsum blends. We're actually putting on gypsum through irrigation, with our irrigation through solution grade injection tanks. And we're putting sulfuric acid to deal with the pH of this well water is usually flirting around 8.1, 8.2. And so we're having to buffer the bicarbonates out of that. So we're just trying to keep our soil open so water goes in, so water flows through the soil. If you don't do these things, this water will lock your soil up and water will not penetrate. And that's some of the first signs of a declining orchard. Phytophthora starts to take over. All sorts of issues begin. So amendments are very important, very important when using well water. This is is Kerman pistachio variety. This particular orchard is 13th leaf. It is probably 35 days from harvest right now, and up to this point we're just sort of monitoring the navel orangeworm populations in the field and making sure they stay within economical thresholds. And earlier on, the main pest was what we call plant bug species, which could be the ligus, the leaf-footed plant bug, the phytochorus, and the stink bug. They sting. Right now we're pretty much out of that window because the nuts are hardened off and they can't get their little beaks through and cause their damage. Citrus flatten mite is another bug that we monitor. They'll get on and really do damage to the nuts on the outside. Some of the damage that you see here is superficial. It's thrip damage. It's a bad thrip year due to the drought. A lot of drying fields out there. Late rains cause a lot of weeds.
Thank you, Jeff. Between pest pressures and the drought, the California nut industry has taken a big hit. But it's growers like Jeff Schmiedier that make things happen here on the orchard. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.